South Avenue. Yeah,
talk about scofflaws. Scooter scofflaws?
Yeah.
2 people?
Oh, here we got some scofflaws. Oh my God, did you see that? That guy's got a small child on one of the scooters. You're really not supposed to do that.
We're documenting the problems with scooters.
Yeah.
That's what this episode is about. Scooter
yeah.
Scooter scofflaws, Taylor.
They
This episode is full of people.
I was gonna say, they are scofflaws. They're supposed to be on the other side. It's a twins game.
It is a twins game.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
This is a real thing. Real thing. None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.
Okay, here we are, the first Bikecast episode of 2024 on the Wedge Live podcast. And it's a scooter-themed episode with Taylor Dahlin. I'm your host, John Edwards. I'm going to be biking around. Taylor's going to be on a scooter. There'll be huffing and puffing, lots of outdoor sounds if you're listening to this. If you want to watch us ride through Loring Park in downtown Minneapolis, youtube.com/wedgelive. We have the cherry behind us, iconic Minneapolis image. We're heading to Loring Park. Thank you for being here and riding with me, Taylor.
I was gonna say the huffing and puffing will be on one end because I'm not going to be exerting myself at all.
You're standing on a platform.
It's lazy, but that's kind of the benefit.
Should we get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Let's mount up.
Let's go this way, out, so we're not.
Good idea. Let's avoid the pedestrians.
Yeah.
You're a polite scooter rider.
I try to be. I mean, just being a pedestrian too, as well. I just, if I did scooter down there on the way over here, but I just did it just slower than we're going even now. So it's because there are so many people who just get on these and really do just barrel down sidewalks, especially.
Yeah.
I'm just people can't, people.
I've been to a lot of meetings, it feels like lately, listening to a lot of crap about how scooters are a crime problem.
Yeah.
They encourage crime.
I mean, maybe because there's less, I can see people thinking that way because there's less of a barrier to entry as compared to biking. If you're a teenager maybe and you want to just get around easily, maybe you'll get a scooter because you don't have to do as much work. But the whole crime thing, they say that about trains as well, or public transit. Yeah. So it's just aren't cars also just a crime thing?
Every crime story I see involves a car. I don't know, maybe that's my bias.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's really because the whole transit being a crime thing is so ridiculous to me because maybe 18 years ago I was on the bus going home when I still lived in North Minneapolis, and so I was taking the 22 bus home from downtown, and we stopped at a bus stop. This guy comes, runs, gets on the bus, and it's, whatever. And then at the next stop, the bus stops up at Broadway, a bunch of police get on, and that's how easy it was to catch him, because I guess he just shot off a gun in the Walgreens parking lot there on Broadway and Lyndale, and he tried to get away on a bus. But obviously you can't do that because the buses have to stop every block or so. So, whenever I hear buses are a crime getaway, I just think about that moment, and it's this isn't a realistic idea. A car, he could have been gone. Or a scooter, maybe he could have been gone, I don't know, but not the bus.
Taylor, what I'm noticing is things are very loud over here.
Yeah, it's these highways. They're really not, they're kind of miserable. I was over in Bryn Mawr last weekend, or the weekend before this, And every time I'm over there, I'm just struck by how quiet Bryn Mawr is. And I'm like, oh, this is what it's like to be in like a nice area. There's no, none of like this happening. You don't hear cars in the same way. Yeah, let's go this way.
Okay.
Yeah, follow. Sorry.
So Taylor, tell me about your transportation routine. Are you on this scooter 24 hours a day?
No, I work from home, so I'm not anymore. I originally did get it though because I was still going into the office, and I live in Loring Park, and I worked basically right by International Market Square. And so it was just like I could walk like a mile along Lyndale on like the garbage car sewer part, or I could, take one bus into downtown and then another bus out of downtown. So I just got really frustrated at like these being my two options for like going to work. And a scooter really just like solved that problem because I could, faster than walking, but I also didn't have to, transit just, wasn't direct enough. So
how many years ago did you purchase your scooter?
I think I got it in I've had it like 2 or 3 years by now, and I've worked from home for like 2. So maybe I've had it for 4 years. I honestly don't remember. So we'll go to the left here. But I primarily use it a lot for like grocery shopping.
Take it to Aldi?
Yeah, Aldi, yeah, that's a recent one I've started taking it to, but Lund stores will allow you to take them in. So, I go to Lund's, I just like they don't have baskets anymore, but I used to put a basket just on like the scooter bed and shop into it, and it was like perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go down, this is Harmon Place here. So this is what was being talked about in the State of the City address as like a destination place.
Oh, is this a destination place now?
I guess. This is Loring Corners, so it's got cute Fox Alley coffee. This alleyway's nice.
Yeah, you don't see alleys like this very often.
Yeah, there is a push to make it actually pedestrian only because cars can come down here.
But there's no parking, Taylor. Why would anyone patronize a business here? There is no parking right at the front door.
Well, there is parking right out here on Harmon Place,
It's
which
true.
is
They do have
designated.
a parking lot.
It was designated as historic too, and I'm just like, I mean, basically, like, see, historic district, and I'm like,
Oh.
I don't know who's doing this, trying to make.
Well, the buildings probably.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I primarily use the scooter for like I only ever take it places that I can take it in.
Yeah.
I don't like trust locking it up anywhere. Too many like horror stories on like electric scooter subreddit that I was reading, and I just like, it's just easier for me to.
I was very concerned when I got a bike last year because I had been full-time Nice Ride. And it's been okay. I think if you overdo it on the lock, are you willing to share how much that scooter is worth?
It was a gift, so I don't even know.
You don't know?
No, it's the Segway 9Bot Max though. And at the time it was like Lime Scooter was using it as their like base model. So it's more reliable than like, people, there's so many other brands now, like they make ones that go like 60 miles an hour. Like Wolf King and all these other, I don't know. I was just like Segway, that's like a, I trust that brand, so.
My rule of thumb, if you've got like a sub $1,000 bike or scooter and you have a $100 plus U-lock, I don't know if there's a great way to lock that up with the U-lock.
Yeah.
So that could be a problem.
There is, maybe in the stem somewhere.
I think it would be okay.
Yeah, and there is, I whenever I walk by the 19 bar, there used to be like someone who would lock up exactly the same scooter out front. So yeah, maybe I'm being too paranoid, but maybe I could start doing that.
But I think it's a huge barrier for people who want to start biking or riding scooters. Like, if I want to use it as transportation, where do I park, as they say?
Yeah.
Is it safe from theft?
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
I think if people are, advice for listeners, if you've got a sub $1,000 vehicle, just get a really good U-lock. You won't have to worry about it. Nobody wants to waste their time working for a living to hack through your U-lock. I saw somebody on Reddit just purchased a bike at REI, and they used a skinny little cable lock.
Oh no.
The first day it got stolen.
That's so horrible. I would just like, and it's like so demoralizing because like, what can you do? I mean,
Yeah,
there's
and
nothing.
that person potentially, you can turn right?
This way, yeah.
Okay. That person potentially is so demoralized that they don't ride again.
Right. The first day, I mean, I see those stories too on the scooter Reddit. People
Yeah.
go buy these new ones, lock them up with just like flimsy cables, and they're gone. It's just like, oh my God. And there's no, people put like GPS things in them, but it's like, that's not gonna get your stuff back. So let's go to the left here.
Okay.
This is also Harmon Place.
It's nice and quiet over here.
Yeah.
Sleepy diagonal parking, Loring Park. Small town Loring Park.
They recently changed this to diagonal parking. I don't know why. It used to be like standard, like up against the curb.
Well, the architecture in the diagonal parking makes me feel like I'm in a small river town.
Yeah. Well, this is the Harmon Place Historic District. I used to go to Burger's Bagels over Northeast a lot. Then I stopped eating bagels, so.
You stopped eating bagels, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I realized it was like a lot. It was, having a big turkey cream cheese bagel every morning. I was like, that's a lot of food.
I'm not a breakfast person.
Yeah, I used to be, but now I'm not really. I'll go out for breakfast and that's fun, but like not. Yeah, I don't need to eat it.
I'm a proponent, not always an adherent, of intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I accidentally do that a lot. Like I don't eat till like late afternoon or dinner,
Because I feel fine not eating when I get up, but if I start eating, I definitely want to keep eating.
Then you you feel like if you have breakfast, then you like can't skip lunch. You have to have it because totally.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Nicollet Mall.
Yeah. And I haven't tried going into the downtown Target with a scooter, but I remember for years I've seen people straight up just ride Segways around in the store.
I imagine you'd be fine.
Yeah. I'm always just, it took me a while to even figure out. I didn't even start bringing it into Aldi until you posted that picture of a guy with his bike in Aldi. And I was like, wait, I could try this too.
Oh, he was just in the checkout aisle, right?
Yeah. At the South High convention, there was a guy that came in and he was carrying this exact model of scooter and he had a baby on his back. I was like,
Ooh.
but then I thought about it later and I was like, did he like scooter there with the baby on the back?
Did he?
I assume so. I mean, it was
How else do you get both a baby and a scooter somewhere?
it's just
You
like,
gotta
I don't
scoot
know
with
if
the
you
baby.
can do that. Like, that doesn't quite seem right to me, but what do I know,
So there's a plan to make Nicollet Mall pedestrian only, kick off the buses. I'm okay with that, but I feel like, what are you gonna do with it?
There's just not enough people even.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you see it is right now. It's just kind of how it is. I guess lunch hour times are a little bit busier, but I just don't think, I even hate the idea of taking the buses off, honestly, because
So I have an open mind, but it's just like the mayor talks about it as if it's a panacea.
yeah.
They're like, take the buses off, problem solved. You have to program it. What's gonna bring people out of here other than the buses?
Yeah, because it's like people they use it to like get to Target. They use it to,
There's a lot of destinations.
yeah. And I thought I was okay with the bus things until I just kind of read more about it, and I was just like, all the people that support it are like these like downtown council people. So it's just like, I don't know. It feels like they kind of want poor people off of Nicollet Mall.
I think it could speed the buses up if they have them using the bus lanes over on Marquette and 2nd.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a positive. But the motivations of the people who want it see bus riders as the problem, and they want to get rid of them.
Denver's pedestrian mall, I think they have one bus on it, and it's like it would be basically like if the only bus we had on Nicollet Mall was the 10, so it's free. Like, so Denver's, you can bike down and there's one bus and it's just a free ride, hop on and off. So Maybe if we had something like that, where the only bus on here was like a free one.
Is downtown back?
I'm not here often enough to know.
You live in Loring Park.
I know, but I work from home, so like it's not like I used to. I do talk, you know, people I talk to though say like the skyways are filling up like more so at lunch hour. There are like, you know, more skyway restaurants that are opening and doing well, it seems like. So I think that's also a good indicator. But like they're also doing little programming like this here. They do this Thursdays on Nicollet Mall. Just like big games. Tuesdays through Thursdays, 11 to 5. Yeah, so they're trying things. The idea, I'm not a fan of Warehouse District Live coming back.
I mean, I don't mind closing down the street. It's kind of a dud. And I don't give it as much credit for tamping down on crime as other people do.
Absolutely not. It's just people avoid the area, I feel like, because it's boring, you know?
So why live in Loring Park? What do you love about Loring Park?
At this point, I've just been there for like 13 years.
It's inertia.
Yeah. No, I do really like both the proximity to like downtown and uptown and all the areas of the city. It's really central. We have more things opening up, like Fox Alley Coffee we went by. That's a really cool business. Guy Noy. I think is Loring Park. Like Loring Park has changed a lot in ways that both before the pandemic and everything, but it's definitely not what it even was. You know, like tearing down a lot of the older buildings, like on 1400 Nicollet and 1500 Nicollet, and putting in the new ones. They just haven't filled any of the retail levels.
Yeah.
I do think it can come back. I like it. I think the park's really beautiful. I like being able to walk to a lot of places.
You feed the birds. You
yeah.
did a lot of photos of yourself covered in birds.
Yeah. They've been kind of shy this year. The birds haven't been wanting, or the ducks and everything. I haven't gotten them to come up to my hand yet.
All I have to do is stop for a moment in Loring Park. The squirrels, the geese, the ducks, the rats.
We don't have rats, but I think
it's like a Disney movie. They all come up to you expecting you're the guy with the food, but I'm not here to feed you.
I think
this is inappropriate.
Raccoons that like live in the swamp area, because I saw a dead raccoon that got hit by a car outside of Dunn Brothers like a couple months ago. And so I looked up, I'm like, where do raccoons live? And they live in like wet areas. I didn't know that. I didn't know they like damp.
Soggy dumpsters?
Yeah, who knew?
We're stuck behind a 10, Taylor.
Yeah, let's get around the 10.
Very loud.
Fuck the 10.
Poisonous bus.
Can I swear on the Wedge Live podcast? I just did.
How fast can you get up to on that thing?
I don't know. I made a fool of myself for a long time saying it could go 30 miles an hour. And then one of my friends who has the same scooter was like, Taylor, that's not in miles per hour. It's in like kilometers or something.
So I'll show my ignorance. I don't know if that's faster or slower.
It's faster than the rental ones. I'm really disappointed I missed that Michael Rainville meeting.
For listeners who are not up on my tweets, I went to a meeting hosted by council member Michael Rainville on the issue of scooters. And if you're not in this subculture of scooter gripers, you don't understand the anger that is built up. Let's turn left here. About scooters. It's shocking. People associate scooters with crime. People don't like the idea that the kids are out after 10 p.m. scooting around.
So I live over at Gold Medal Park, and every Friday and Saturday night, what I notice is 10:30 scooters everywhere. I just don't see anything good coming from scooters after 10 p.m.
Nothing good. Somebody actually said nothing good happens after 10 on a scooter. There were two guys at this meeting, and it's basically all 60 plus white people who have built up this resentment, who live in the Mill District. Two people at that meeting like fantasize about doing violence to scooter riders.
You don't know how many times I just want to knock them over so they feel the pain that I feel. But anyway.
Like kicking them off their scooter, stuff like that. We can turn right here.
God, these people.
I feel bad because one lady told a story about how she tripped over a parked scooter. It was parked in the sidewalk, and she had a $12,000 medical bill. So, like, definitely keep the sidewalks clear, people. It's a menace.
Yeah, that definitely. So I know what bugs me is that the city went backwards on how they handled where scooters park.
Yeah.
Because it used to be, like 2019, I think this was, they made it so that like you could park them in this. Basically, the city took old parking spots that weren't being used in the street away and made them scooter parking only.
Yeah.
So like my old building where I used to live, there was a no parking spot in front of it, like an area you couldn't park. So they designated that scooter parking only. So basically, scooter companies would dump them in these parking spots, kept them off sidewalks. And I just thought it was perfect. Like, take the parking spots, get them off the sidewalks, everybody wins. And then they switched it, so now requiring the scooters to be locked up to things.
Yeah, one of the things that the city's mobility and curbside manager, which is basically a fancy title for the scooter guy, one of the things he said was when they survey scooter riders for why they ride on the sidewalk, they don't feel safe riding in the street. It's the same thing you could say about people who ride bikes. Like, we have given over so much space to high-speed car travel in this city and elsewhere. People don't feel safe anywhere else but the sidewalk. People are assholes. All people are assholes, Taylor, I admit it. But that's not why they're riding on the sidewalk, because pedestrians are kind of a pain in the ass, too.
Yeah.
Like, they will stumble into bike lanes occasionally. And it's an honest mistake. I don't blame them. Sometimes mixing different modes together can be kind of a hassle. And we have to respect each other, I think.
Well, and that's one of the things that I also don't like about, now how they made it so that scooters have to be locked up to bike racks, is that it doesn't seem to me that the city has built any additional bike racks to like meet this new demand. And so now I notice that a lot of bike racks now are just full of these rental vehicles, and so like people who are just trying to use their own bikes or whatever can't use them.
Yeah, and the bike racks that they accepted from Nice Ride are not set up in a way to accept my U-lock, which is the only way I can safely park my bike and not get it stolen.
Yeah, so it's just like there's all these things that they do where they're pitting scooter riders against pedestrians, scooter riders against bicyclists, when in reality, like you've said, the issue is the space that cars have. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite bike lanes in the city, the Second Street.
This is the new one, right?
It's relatively new.
Yeah.
I rode it last year with Council President Elliott Payne.
Oh, okay.
And we broke some laws here on 2nd Street, I think.
Oh, going through...
Well, I don't think it was officially open.
Oh.
It may have been another street where he rolled through a red light because he thought he misinterpreted state law. Leave it to a council president to not know what the law is.
I still believe that he is right, and that's fine for me to do that too.
He's right in spirit.
Elliott Payne said
he's like, they should amend it. I think I asked him about it later, and he's
yeah,
like,
he should.
They need to amend this.
Shouldn't have to stop for anything.
So I don't know if you saw my tweet about East and West Bede-Makaska neighborhoods and Linden Hills. They want to close down the parkways. And I'm like, 3 cheers for accidentally discovering that cars are bad because of the 4th of July stuff last year.
Oh, yeah.
Every year we've got 4th of July chaos.
Yeah, and it moves neighborhoods, and then they fix the one neighborhood and then it moves to another one. So it's like...
It's almost like it wasn't the stone arch that was contributing to the chaos.
Yeah.
It's just that every asshole can buy a trunk load of fireworks and drive it anywhere they want and set it all off in your front yard. Like, it had been balconies in the Mill District, and last year it was front yards on Bede-Makaska.
Oh, this is a very nice bike lane. Oh my God.
And I think they extended it this year even further to the tunnel. Do you feel safe riding generally?
Yeah. I stopped this year wearing a helmet. I had been previously. And my mom will probably see this episode and not like that I'm not wearing one, so I should have maybe worn it for posterity's sake.
No, this is just for Hollywood.
Yeah,
Mom,
exactly.
This is just for Hollywood.
Yeah.
These are all special effects, and people need to see the stars' faces.
Yeah, but yeah, I got hit like once or twice on a car, not seriously, really. Never seriously hit.
I can't ride scooters. My center of gravity, I say this all the time, and I don't trust the tiny wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you hit any kind of hole, you're done for.
Yeah, I fell once because the city like fucked up a sidewalk and left like an inch drop, and I didn't or not a sidewalk, it was the road too, and I didn't see it coming, and I just that was bad. But like I unicycled for I learned when I was like 8 years old, so I think I have a pretty good sense of balance already. So I've never, but yeah, the tires are just and they're just a pain. I had a flat tire, and fixing it was just a whole, we were supposed to do this last week, and my back tire went flat, and they're tubeless and just such a pain to get on and off, and then I re-broke it again. So one of my friends is now a scooter tire expert in fixing these things, but big pain. Not like fixing a bike tire at all.
Have you considered becoming a bike person?
I do kind of want to get a bike this year as well, because it on days where it's colder, sometimes that's the thing about this not generating heat, is that I was scootering all winter and I would never warm up. I'm just on this thing in 10-degree weather. It's colder
really?
than...
You're an all-season scooterer. Let's turn
if there's
right here.
Yeah, if I can. If there's no snow on the ground, I'll do it. I don't care how cold it is.
Okay.
But then, you're not generating any heat, so you're just freezing. But and I kind of want a bike just so that I can lock it up places and go for bike rides. So I think I'm probably going to get a bike. I could also fix my unicycle, but I don't really want that kind of attention.
Are you a talented unicycler?
I got to level 2 in the national, there's 10 levels. So, I can do 1 or 2 tricks, but and I've ridden the ones that they do in parades that are 5 feet tall in the past. But I can't do really cool stuff, no.
So another fun fact about Taylor is, was it your grandpa who was the former mayor of Hilltop?
Yeah, he was the mayor of Hilltop, I think for at least 2 terms in the late 70s going into the 80s.
So political royalty.
Yeah, Hilltop, the little, people always joke on Twitter now that it's a 15-minute city, and it's got, all these multiple ethnic groceries and a hardware store. And I think there's kind of some truth in the idea that Hilltop is this 15-minute walkable city. Yeah, see, this is why I feel I would need a bike, because this feels like such a sporty little ride, and I'm just on this electric scooter,
However you want to do it, Taylor. Don't feel self-conscious.
Yeah, I always just worry that people, because some trails you can't do any electric stuff, and I'm just oh no, don't arrest me.
So one thing I'm always amazed by is the geofencing that they do with the scooter rental companies.
Yeah, to slow them down in
Or
parts.
to stop them entirely. There are some places where your scooter will shut down.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, people point out, why don't they use that for cars if they...
Yes.
It exists, they can.
Do some speed limiting here.
Yeah, because there is there's one part on LaSalle Avenue when you're going under the LaSalle Avenue. Yeah.
Talk about scofflaws, scooter scofflaws.
Yeah.
2 people. Also, is that a scooter or a bike?
That's a scooter. I haven't tried those yet.
It's got a seat.
They're weird because they are technically a scooter. My scooter, I could buy a seat attachment.
Really?
Yeah, but I would feel really goofy, I think. I'd feel I don't know. I think they're just, it reminds me of mobility scooters because of how low to the ground you are. I would just feel really strange, cruising around if I had that. I did see it the other day on a Lime bike, a guy, and then he had a small child that was standing on the back of the back tire and holding his arm or his shoulders.
Oh, how small was this child?
Maybe 6, 7, 8. Just felt really dangerous. I was I don't know if you're supposed to do that.
Yeah. I remember when Nice Ride was around, I would see babies in baskets. It's no, that's not good.
Oh no!
I don't have a baby, but I know that's not good.
Oh, that's so horrible. Why'd they make it so baby-shaped if you can't put your babies
why
there?
are the holes in this bike basket big enough for baby legs if I wasn't supposed to plop my baby in this bike basket?
Yeah, people are do wild things here.
One thing about you, Taylor, that I think has changed.
Yeah.
Because I don't think in previous years you would have volunteered to assist with a political campaign like you did with Katie Cashman last year.
Yeah.
You would have been like, you want me to get involved and help? No,
Yeah.
I'm on the sidelines taking pot shots.
Yeah, and I think part of that too was just that like Lisa was retiring as well, so it just felt a lot more hopeful. But I think since maybe even before then, I've gotten less messy on Twitter. I do a lot more like DMs now, whereas maybe I would like post a lot of the stuff. I'm gonna mention this because I think it's fine, but I was at Robert Scafty's memorial tree planting last weekend, and talking to Jana Metke, who you may remember I've done a lot of tweets about her. And like she came up and hugged me there, and I sent her some photos from it. So like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. She, you know,
Are you mellowing out?
I don't know. I don't think so. I just, I maybe was and I even told her this too. I was like, maybe I was a little harsh with a lot of the things that I said about, and maybe partially it's also just that like she's not on the charter commission anymore. But yeah, I think I'm less messy over people things, because maybe I just like know more people now and it's more awkward and personal. I don't know. I have noticed that there's a lot less things that I would maybe tweet that now I just like share.
You lost your
privately.
edge, Taylor.
I know. I could find it again. I could. I just need the right thing,
I have also lost my edge.
Yeah. At some point, it happens, How have you lost it though? How do you?
I find that fewer people are mad at me. Fewer people feel like I'm the person destroying the world. And I feel like, what am I doing wrong? Have I stopped destroying the world? No one's accusing me of conspiracies anymore.
Oh yeah. Like Latricia Vita seems to have moved on. She's got other people to fixate on now.
Yeah, shirt alert. That was the funniest thing this year has been the Latricia Vita shirt alert
yeah.
at Target Center. She showed up in a lime green shirt during whiteout night. They put her up on the big screen.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like my friend and I, all we do is exchange pictures of Latricia when we see her out and about. She texts me like, is this Latricia Vita? I'm like, yes, please tweet that because it's perfect. That it's just like, and then apparently she didn't put it, like after she got featured on the camera for a while, she like draped the shirt on herself.
Nice try.
Yeah.
A little bit unclear how we get back to Loring Park.
Yeah, me too.
But I think we'll figure it out.
Oh, that's the Hennepin Bridge? Okay, yeah.
Well, I don't want to climb the Hennepin Bridge.
No. Oh, you can only get up there by climbing.
Oh, there is a ramp. There is a swirly ramp. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do
We're
a
going to do a
ramp.
swirly ramp. Go to youtube.com/Wedge Live and watch us go up the swirly ramp.
Yet another ramp on a bridge. Yeah, I also like, one of the things that I did that I got a lot of shit for was I was on the Hennepin Ave Bridge scootering once, and I saw Jacob Fry walking with his child, and I tweeted about it, and it led to like his wife Facebook posting and all that. Like, my mom got mad at me for that as well. So it's like, I gotta watch out what I do.
Is this an apology episode?
No, absolutely not, because I don't feel bad for that, because I think like Jonathan Weinhagen, the downtown council guy, was a total dick to me in response to that. But like, yeah, just like things like that, I'm like, oh God, I gotta stop like being so contentious or like, yeah, I don't know. That was a bad one though. The last time I got in trouble was, I think, filming at that pro-Palestine rally, and they ended up being Hamas, like, yeah.
Pro-Hamas Taylor.
Pro-Hamas, yes, that's right.
All across the magosphere.
Oh, this. Yeah, that was
with your Hamas flag video.
Oh, okay. Was this closed for a while?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe I just don't know it.
Like you, Taylor, there are long stretches where I do not come downtown.
Yeah, well, I come down fair. I'm not there daily.
Only time I really want to come down is when I hear the announcements about how the Stone Arch Bridge is closing. I'm like, you can't close my Stone Arch.
I know, like you never go on in, and it's like, no.
I haven't crossed it in years, but now I want to.
Yeah. You want to go back down Nicollet?
Let's take Hennepin. Let's be adventurous and take Hennepin.
Okay. Oh yeah, they have the new, the bike lanes aren't bad. The ones that are like, you know, on the street or on the sidewalks. And it's a miracle actually that there's no car parked outside of this. There's always a car in this bike lane in front of the Starbucks, always. Yeah. That's like a whole nother thing too, you know, they need to teach drivers here to open their car doors with their right hands like they do in the Netherlands, you know, the reach around so that you look for scooter or drivers or bicyclists, whatever, behind you. But like everybody just throws them open with their left hand.
I didn't hear anything you said, Taylor. There was a big truck.
So these are kind of nice, these new Hennepin ones.
It's a conflict point with pedestrians, and
yeah,
I am often the pedestrian that wanders into these.
Well, I mean, I think it was a missed opportunity to not make them another color. Like in the Netherlands, the bike paths are red. So it's like you immediately know what it is, whereas just this.
And I often want to be right on the corner as a pedestrian, and so I will.
Yeah.
And that's where the bike lane is. It's the curb cut closest to the corner.
Especially like when there's a show at the Orpheum or whatever, these are just pointless. You know, people just wait in line out there.
What are your hopes and dreams for Minneapolis?
I really hope we elect a new mayor in 2025. That's a big one. A lot of things feel honestly kind of hopeless until we get someone else in there, just because, you know, so much of like building bike lane or bus lanes, bike lanes, whatever is falling under public works, and that's all falling under Jacob Fry. So I think I hope we get a new mayor. That would make things, I don't even care who at this point. If it's Koski, if it's someone else.
Your fellow Blondie.
Yeah, I would support her over Jacob. Another big hope that's more specific. They will fix the burger fountain, the dandelion fountain in Loring Park.
When you say burger fountain, I like to imagine that it's a fountain shaped like a burger, but it's
We could put one of those in too. That'd be nice.
I like a burger fountain.
Yeah, I just found out today through the Southwest Voices newsletter that there's actually a burger fountain task force that has meetings. So I'm probably going to go to that on Monday just to see.
Should we end this at the burger fountain?
Yeah, we'll go down to the burger. Really, it's the dandelion fountain.
Scooter,
yeah.
Scooter scofflaws, Taylor.
They are
this episode is full of people.
I was gonna say they are scofflaws. They're supposed to be on the other side. It's a Twins game.
It is a Twins game. And we've got signage in the bike lane.
Oh, if I'm feeling petty enough, I'll just stop and drag that into the street. But I don't. The sandbags are really heavy and the signs are awkward. I've cut myself trying to move one of those heavy signs.
So there's a racist version. So racists on Reddit were like, the Minneapolis subreddit is not good enough for us.
Oh.
We have to start our own.
Really?
I'm not going to say what it is,
Yeah.
but they posted a picture yesterday of some bicyclists not using the sidewalk level bike lane, and everybody's all these signs placed in the middle of it. Like, why? I don't blame anyone for being like, I need to be in the street. There's people going the wrong way, signage in the bike lane.
Oh, yeah, so here we go.
This is good documentation here, Taylor.
And then
this is how these bike lanes get used.
Wow, $50 event parking. This is it just baffles my mind that people would do that instead of just taking transit down here.
Or there is free street parking, I imagine, within a reasonable walk.
Yeah. This is
if you're not from around here, it can be comforting to just park in a
pay
ramp.
$50.
Do you come to a lot of events downtown?
No.
No concerts, games?
If I go anywhere, it's a concert. I don't go to games. The games, they all these big arenas now, they don't let me take bags in, and that really makes me upset, so I just don't go to spite them.
Especially if you're riding transit. You don't have a trunk
to
leave in when you're walking. You need to carry your stuff with you.
Yeah, and I think Target Field is so bad now. It's really just you can bring a clear little bag. So it's and then everyone can see all my stuff.
Have you considered cargo shorts? That's how I do it.
Oh yeah, they haven't limited the cargo. Soon they will though. They'll be like no cargo
Take
shorts.
off your shorts.
Yeah, I rarely take these because of all, like, honestly, all the people.
It's
just,
certainly
like,
a more pleasant ride to take Nicollet Mall.
yeah. I mean, but shout out to this driver for parking in the street. That's rare to see. Blocked a lane of traffic. He could have just come on the sidewalk.
You'd have to hop the curb.
They
That is
do it.
The one in, oh, they do?
I've seen it, yeah, on these.
That's a lot of effort there to block a bike lane, hop in that curb.
Yeah.
Are there 2024 events you're looking forward to?
The cat tour, obviously.
Obviously.
That's a big one. Pride is always fun, living in Loring Park. I don't have any plans, but it's just like you just walk around. I don't know, I was just thinking today that I don't really have like a ton to be that excited about without our open streets. I do have, the new ones like
We've got
written down. I'll check them out, but it's hard to feel optimistic about
I'm
them.
curious, and I'm trying not to be negative about it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious how it will compare.
Well,
I want to give an honest assessment of how they are better or worse.
Yeah, there's not really many events to look forward to without those. I hope they'll be okay. That's about it,
It's
okay.
funny that they've got two of them as TBD. I don't trust that they will actually hold the TBD ones.
Yeah, it's almost June. Like, oh, here we got some scofflaws. Oh my God, did you see that? That guy's got a small child on one of the scooters. You're really not supposed to do that.
We're documenting the problems with scooters.
Yeah.
That's what this episode is about. Any infrastructure projects you want to see in your part of town?
Yes. So it's been built up a lot, but it's called Safe Crossing into Loring Park that they've already done. They made, but it's the crossing where you go from West 15th Street into Loring Park at like where Oak Grove is. It used to be just nothing. Now they added like flashing lights. It's not enough. I don't know what they need to do, but like people just like don't stop there. They tried to do a Lindale thing. No one stops. So there was that like it's probably like an art project joke meme thing going around, but someone made like a bucket of bricks to cross the street with. So me and like someone who lives right in that building were talking about we should put a bucket of bricks there for people to hold to cross the street. Because
Instead of a flag, you grab a brick, you
Yeah.
hold it up, and you're like, I'm ready for you.
it works. I mean, I always have a rock in my pocket as a pedestrian, and you want to look kind of crazy because then they'll
Right.
give you like space.
That is my best pedestrian safety tip too.
Yeah.
Look disoriented, look dangerous, look like you don't know what you're doing. Look as
Yes.
if you're committing insurance fraud and you're going to throw yourself on somebody's windshield.
Yeah.
But be ready to jump out of the way.
So we'll go right here. Yeah, and like, people say like, oh, it's good to make eye contact when you're crossing the street. Look at the drivers. Like, no, I feel like if they know
if they know you see them,
they'll do whatever. I
they
never
feel
look.
like,
Yeah.
This is a careful person.
Yeah.
They're certainly not going to step in front of me.
And sometimes I'll just like, if I'm like, when I used to have to cross that Hennepin Lindale exchange, like every day, I would get so frustrated at that almost happening that I would just like have my camera out and actually be filming as I was like walking. Like I'm just like really defensive, like, because I would almost get hit all the time. And like, it helped to have the camera and just,
Have any recommendations?
Recommendations.
Scooter-based recommendations.
Scooter-based.
Loring Park-related recommendations.
I think people should go check out their parks more. I think people need to go outside and like go for walks more too. I think there's a lot of like Twitter is just like filled with. We'll go in here. It's just filled with like all this drama lately, and I think people need to like just like go take a walk, go outside. It's really beautiful out.
De-stress.
Like, I don't want to say go touch grass, but like that kind of is it. Like,
Here we are at the Burger Fountain in Loring Park with Taylor, ready to wrap up this episode of the Bikecast. Taylor, thank you for riding with me through Loring Park and downtown. Thank you for all you do for our community on Twitter and in the real world.
Oh yeah, now in the real world. Yeah.
I'm your host, John Edwards, and this has been the Wedge Live podcast. Thank you for listening.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.